lately I've felt so tired, like super fatigued, and when you're living with a chronic illness, it's really easy to get like super overwhelmed by that fatigue, and it definitely gets in the way of doing things. Like, it makes me so tired that I can't stream. It makes me so tired I can't finish my homework. It makes me tired I can't clean. Like, there's this level of physical exhaustion that comes along with chronic illness, but there's also this mental exhaustion that comes along with it. And when you're advocating for yourself all of the time and actively trying to get yourself the health care that you need, you know, and going to appointments or having virtual appointments, whether it's over Zoom or on the phone, and if you have a whole bunch of appointments during the week, it can really start to wear on you. And the last couple weeks have just been appointment after appointment after like tests, you know, it's a lot. And sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to quit going to the doctor and be like, look, dude, like, I know that we're doing everything we can to keep me stable, but like, I'm tired. And I've even told him that, like, I'm like, I have burnout. I get so burnt out, and then I feel like I can't talk to people about it sometimes. I don't want to overwhelm people with what I have going on, and that's kind of why I make these videos, because if people want to watch it, they'll click. If they don't, they don't, right? And I've seen so many people around myself burn out over the years and become abusive and unkind, and I just don't want to do it anymore. You know, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I let someone in to that extent for them to be unkind. And maybe that's me not giving people the benefit of the doubt, but at this point in my life, I can't do that anymore. I won't give people the benefit of the doubt. At this point, I think people need to prove stuff to me, because I've trusted and trusted people, and they've told me that they wouldn't do the same things that other people have done, and then they burn out and they do the exact same things. And that's why when I've talked about caretakers burnout numerous times, I just feel like it's still not talked about enough, especially in the chronic illness community. Because it's easy to say that you won't turn into an abusive person. It's easy to say that you'll be there for someone. But when someone is in a dark hour, in a hospital bed, alone, isolated in the ICU, where are you? Are you there? Do you go and see them? Do you call the hospitals to see where they're at? Do you check in on them? Or do you go about life? And as someone who has been hospitalized and had no one visit, including people that I was with at the time, I think I'm jaded at this point. And I feel like people need to prove it to me that they are not gonna become an abusive person. And the only way to actually do that is to recognize I am in burnout and go and get help for that. Go and see someone who specializes in helping people who have burnout, to help them get out of burnout, to help them to put a bit of the focus back on themselves, to help them self-care, to help them do things for themselves so that they don't get lost again. But a lot of the time, burnout happens because that person forgets about themselves, puts themselves on a shelf, and starts to take care of the person who is sick. And by doing this, they eventually resent the sick person. They resent the person who has illness, who has ailments, because, oh, you know, I'm taking care of you, and what are you doing for me? It's no wonder at this point I'm so stubborn and I want to be so independent because of how others have treated me. I am the way I am because of interactions I've had, and when there's a pattern of behavior that other people are exhibiting, it leads me to conclusions that You have to be really strong to be around me. You have to be willing for me to say, no, if I don't want help, don't try to force it on me. And if you do want to help me, and I want to allow you to help me, and you realize you're starting to resent me for it, maybe it's time to see a therapist. I don't understand what this stubborn, egotistical mania is in people. I don't know if mania is the correct word. I don't know what it is that people think when it comes to burnout and trying to figure things out on their own. If you're a therapist or a psychologist, then okay, I could understand you trying to do it on your own because you understand the way that the brain works. It's a science after all, and it's something that you've studied. But if you have not, just assuming that you can just fix it on your own, none of us can. And we all need help. And it doesn't make you a weak person to ask for help. If anything, it makes you a strong person to look outside of yourself and be like, wow, I don't know how to deal with this. I need someone to guide me through. I need someone to make suggestions. I need someone to just listen. It's a healthy thing. The reason psychology is a science is because your brain matters. Your brain is full of brain matter. And it matters. It matters what you put in. It matters what you think. And if your thoughts are not positive about yourself or others, it's time to see someone about that. And our ego getting in the way is not going to help us. It's going to burn bridges. People will outgrow us. They will leave. And sometimes that's me leaving. Because I will only tolerate so much for so long. And no one should have to tolerate abuse ever, regardless of where you are in your walk of life. And caretakers burnout is that place where abuse can thrive. And that's not something I say lightly, and it is something that has happened to me. And it sucks. So it is vital for all of us to seek the help that we need when we need it. And it may look different for all of us, and I get that. But having a reprieve for ourselves, for our spouses, for our family, for our friends, it's needed. It's a needed thing because everybody can only handle so much. Each person is different. And some people can handle a lot more hardship and turmoil in their life than other people. And some people cannot hardly handle much. And that's fine. But if you can't handle it, learning coping skills so that you can learn to handle stress or distress or stressful situations like hospitalizations can be helpful. Because the last thing someone should be doing to someone who's chronically ill is abusing them when they're in the hospital or abusing them when they get home from the hospital. These kinds of things are unacceptable. Abusing someone who is chronically ill for the sake of them being ill, how is that okay? It's not. Abuse is never okay. Ever. I hope I made sense. And I don't know if I'll post this video. But if I do, thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. Take good care. Bye-bye.